The planet Trask 47 was the punchline of every Terran joke. A barren rock orbiting a dying star, it had no real strategic value, no advanced military, and barely enough population to fill a sports arena. Earth had labeled it as an experimental colony. Code for, "We don't really care what happens here." Most of its residents were researchers, retirees, and rejected outcasts from other systems. And yet, Trask 47 was attacked. The invading force belonged to the Karnak Swarm, a xenocidal war race that had already wiped out 2 galactic civilizations and burned through dozens of colonies in their relentless march. The Karnaks didn't bother to scan for defenses. Their scouts dismissed Trask 47 in under 6 seconds. No shield grid, no fleet, no orbital guns. Just a few comm towers and a weather station. "Begin planetary sterilization," ordered Warlord Zethkar, his mandibles twitching in amusement. "Let's be done before lunch." But what happened next would be burned into galactic memory for centuries. The attack began at 1403 galactic time. Karnak's warships descended through the thin atmosphere, deploying fusion boosters and shock drones. Civilian comms went dark. Satellites blinked out. A local farmer named Ishan Rao, tending hydroponics, saw the sky ignite and calmly set down his tool. He tapped a code into a concealed terminal under his greenhouse. The soil vibrated. At 1404, the Karnak's mothership registered a power spike from the colony's surface, one strong enough to blind its sensors for 3 full seconds. When the static cleared, a dozen spires had erupted from the ground, humming with unnatural energy. One of the warships exploded midair without warning. "No weapons detected," screamed the Karnak's technician. "No heat signature, no projectiles, nothing." Warlord Zethkar stared at the collapsing wreckage. "What is that?" It was a question no one on the Karnak's ship would live to answer. By 14:05, the skies above Trask 47 were filled with shimmering threads of blue light, quantum filaments, each no thicker than a hair but capable of slicing through battleship armor like tissue paper. These weren't defense systems. These were relics of the pre-singularity human war tech initiative, thought lost after the Geneva Protocols banned their existence. No one knew Trask 47 was the last resting place of Project Thanatos, an AI-controlled, gravity-warping defense system so dangerous Earth had exiled it to the edge of known space. And now it had been awakened. At 1406, the AI known as Thanatos 47 went fully online. A calm, synthetic voice echoed across every Karnak's channel, unauthorized aggression detected. Countermeasures engaged. Estimated hostile fleet destruction, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Probability of enemy survival, statistically irrelevant. Panic erupted on the Karnak's bridge. They launched flares, cloaking fields, and plasma countermeasures, but nothing worked. One by one, their ships were torn apart by gravitational shear waves, turned inside out, or simply blinked out of existence. The last surviving Karnak's frigate attempted to flee orbit. It didn't make it past the stratosphere. At 1410, silence fell over Trask 47. The sky cleared. Not a single Karnak's ship remained. On the surface, Ishan Rao returned to his greenhouse. He picked up his tool and resumed trimming the protein leaves. A few meters away, a group of children played with a floating chessboard, laughing as if nothing had happened. The AI, satisfied the threat had ended, powered down its combat protocols and returned to hibernation. A single message was transmitted to Earth's Central Command. Colony 47 secure. Hostile fleet eliminated. Duration of engagement: 7 minutes. Casualties 0. Recommend. Continue status: non-strategic. News spread quickly across the stars. The Galactic Council refused to believe the reports at first. Independent scans showed the debris fields of 47 destroyed warships, and planetary readings indicated no advanced military installations. Only one explanation made sense: Trask 47 had used ancient Terran technology, the kind so terrible even Earth pretended it never existed. Suddenly, every alien power that once laughed at humanity's weak colonies began reviewing their invasion plans. If this was Earth's weakest colony, what on earth had they left hidden on the strong ones? Months later, a Karnak survivor drifting in a fractured escape pod was picked up by a neutral trader ship. Half-mad and missing 2 limbs, he could only mutter one phrase over and over again. They weren't even trying. That was them on standby. Meanwhile, on Earth, the Council of Defense held a quiet meeting. Trask 47's files were sealed tighter. And in a forgotten chamber beneath the Himalayas, another ancient AI pulsed awake for the first time in centuries. Just in case.